For us, it's really simple. Social media is where people go to. There's a decline in visits to our website. There's and that's not just our website, there's brand websites across the board. And this has coincided with massive, and I mean absolutely massive growth in the numbers of people, who the first, the last, and many times in between during the day, they go to social media. It's where they go to for their fun times. It's where they go to share pictures. It's where they go to share, to brag factor about their holidays. So for a DMO, it is absolutely essential that they are on these social media platforms. I think the thing for us is, it's not so much the fans are incredibly important, but it's the friends of fans that is where we could really get the reach. We've got about 430,000 fans on our Facebook page, but if we take the association, or the formula that every person has around about 200 friends, we're talking in the region there of 80 million people who we could be reaching very, very quickly with positive messages about Britain. So our job out there, it isn't to go out there and force home the message about what Britain. Our job is there to go and talk about Britain in a friendly way and get other people talking about Britain in a friendly way and in a positive way, and show them some of the best things through pictures, show them some of the best deals that we might have going on, but basically to get them talking amongst themselves about what is positive about Britain, and that's what we really seek to get out of it. I think both. I think if you ignore mobile, and actually particularly going forward the tablet forms, I think you're simply going to be missing out. We can all research what the latest figures are, but I think it's something like by 2013 there's going to be more people accessing the internet over mobiles than there is over desktop PCs. What we seek to do is we seek to make sure that wherever we are present in the digital sphere, it's compatible with mobile. Okay. So within social media, our main flagship page is Love UK, but within that, the most important campaign we are running, and we will continue to run, and we have been running since last November, is one called the Love UK Top 50 Places, which is literally a crowdsourced top 50 of literally the best places in Britain, and it's 100% done by Facebook users in terms of when they check in somewhere, that's a vote. It doesn't go on marketing spend, it doesn't go on what our editorial opinions are, it literally is showing where people are going and what they are doing. And we have converted that now into an iPhone app, so that it's a handy measure of that. So what we wouldn't seek to be doing in the mobile front is going off and doing sort of random apps that have no real relation to what our overall strategy is, like a British quiz questions app or something like that. We wouldn't be doing that, but what we are seeking to do is make sure that whatever we do that is important in the digital area is compatible with mobile. Well, there's multiple different types of gaming, but traditionally when people think about gaming, they think of sort of one of three main models. One is sort of like the Farmville model, which sort of is based around giving up an awful lot amount of your time, to be honest, and also it really is a revenue generator for the brand that is adopting in that. Now the demographics that we've seen behind those sort of applications wouldn't necessarily suggest that they are the people that are with the highest propensity to travel. Okay. The second area is in the sort of the sporting type ones, like the gambling type ones. Obviously that's not something we're going to get into. Then the third area is where we use gaming as really as a mechanism to sort of get the word of Britain out there to as many different people. So the one that we chose was the last Harry Potter movie, and it was an 8-week quiz. I think it was 6 or 7 questions per week, and what it required was someone's knowledge of the UK, someone's knowledge of Harry Potter, but also their participation over an 8-week period of time. And over that 8-week period of time, what we sought to do there was, yes, give them questions about Harry Potter, and yes, give them the opportunity to win a trip to the UK, but to participate in this quiz, you had to become a member of the Love UK group. And what we were doing in between the quiz questions and in between, launching them every week, was we were able to seed messages about Britain to them on a daily basis. Pictures of areas of outstanding natural beauty quiz questions, such as a beautiful picture of I think it was one of the the Sage in Gateshead and sort of where's this? It starts getting people thinking, actually, I never knew that about Britain. That's something I never really knew about Britain. Now, what we don't think it will necessarily do is someone will join our Facebook page and then suddenly go, oh, I'm going to book a holiday to Britain and I'm going to book it through Facebook. That's not realistic. But for us, if we can give them little snippets of information every day in a friendly, fun manner that they get engaged with, then suddenly what they're going to be doing is, when they come to make a decision about where they're going to take their next holiday, they're going to actually think to themselves, actually, you know what, I've had a bit of fun with Love UK or with Britain on Facebook over the past year. That's a brand, that's a country I can trust, that's a country I'd feel happy with. We're at least raising Britain up the ladder in terms of whether they would make the decision or not to come to that country. For us, there are a number of different things we can do. We can view it as simply a media channel in itself. So what would be the equivalent advertising value of having 750,000 impressions of a single post, and we can calculate it out that way. It's also an incredibly valuable tool when we go to, we're doing a lot of partner marketing at the minute, and we if we can go to British Airways and say, do you want to come in with our next campaign, we can give you prominence of your brand across our channels, and our channels are our website, our TV channels, and of course our Facebook and Twitter groups. But where it will really become interesting going forward is the analytics which we'll use to measure not how many people buy through our channels, but how many people who come to Britain are a member of our channels. So it's fine, it's getting that integration, the analytics on the likes of some of our partners like British Airways or Radisson and Edwardian or Hilton Hotels, and finding how many people are booking on that site who are actually members of Love UK. We can also do, in fact we are also doing some cross channels, different channel referencing, where we'll take a sample size of people on the Love UK group, a sample size of people on the App Visit Britain Twitter account, and then just by literally going through, this relies on the privacy settings, so it's a little bit contentious, but just literally going through some of their status updates and going through some of their holiday snaps, seeing how many people in these control groups have actually chosen Britain as a result of being a member of that group. And then you can compare that against a sample size of people from the same demographic, the same country, the same age group, who aren't members of Love UK, and just say, well actually from these two, control groups, we can see that people who are a member of Love UK, they are twice as likely, 3 times likely, X times as likely to travel to Britain as the control group. Okay. And then the final way as well, which we've done just recently, is we can simply put an offer up there to the group and see how many people click on it. On the Monday, when it all started to blow up, literally, it didn't even cross my mind that we'd be doing a post the following day on riots in Britain. Didn't even think that would be something to enter into my mind. But you turned on the TV, and it was literally across the TV. Now, if I'm watching on my TV, it means it's going on TV across the world. If it's going across the TV across the world, people are going to have a negative perception of Britain. So what we did, the first and foremost thing we did, was to say, well, we're not going to ignore it. We can't do nothing because it would look strange. A group about the UK not talking about what's happening. The second thing we were going to do is we weren't going to pretend it wasn't happening. So we weren't going to put something up there that was, something about, don't forget to come to Britain for your holidays next year. So we addressed it straight away. And we basically said, if you're turning on your TV or opening your newspaper today and you're seeing reports about, riots in London, riots in Britain, yes, it's terrible. But don't forget that, we've got through worse, we'll come through worse again, and, Love UK loves you. And the response we got to that, I think it was the second most commented post on ever after two around the royal wedding. And they were incredibly positive messages from around the world. People saying, we can't believe what's happening, but we're behind you. London will rise again. London will get back. The second day afterwards, and that was really, really positive, really nice feel-good message. The second day, still related to the riots, but we had our first feel-good story. We had the story about the riot wombles, the people in Clapham going down and clearing up. So we posted a picture there of people with their brooms, the normal people, the majority of people in the UK, getting back there and getting their lives back on track. And that really had an enormous effect. People from Britons from around the world, expats, but also people who had affinity with Britain, were suddenly saying, this is the Britain I recognise, that's what I see, I feel incredibly proud of these people. And on the third day, one of our partners, Marketing Manchester, had launched a campaign to combat the negative perception of the right. I love Manchester. So we did a post for them just saying, you know, Manchester's had a hard time this week, but, you know, show a little love, UK love for them, get behind it. And again, it was nice to see all the positive messages coming in there about Manchester as well. Now, luckily, you know, a week down the line from now, you know, touch wood, it does seem like the country has moved on again quite quickly. So we're not going to labour the point. We're not going to keep on going on about it. And we have returned to business as normal with our posting kind of thing. But what it shows to us was you can get an immediate message out there to a huge amount of people. You know, we had 500,000 people, nearly 500,000 people, instantly knowing what our thoughts were on the matter. That, you know, this is unbelievable. This is really bad. But we'll get over it. It will be business as normal. And within 24 hours, we were able to show that business was normal. We were able to show the fighting spirit, not the fighting spirit, the positive spirit of the country. And, you know, we were able to get those positive messages out there. So we did it in a real way, and that's what we have to do with social media. It has to be real. It has to be genuine. You know, we can't put our heads in the sand. We can't pretend nothing is wrong. But also, you know, let's address problems where they are.